नमो नमः। सर्वेषां पुनरेकवारं हार्दं स्वागतं। प्रियच्छात्राः, अस्यां सद्यस्कतासिकायां वयं व्याकरणस्य महत्त्वपूर्णबिन्दोः पुनरावृत्तिं करिष्यामः। तथा च प्रश्नपत्रिकायाः प्रारूपविषये अपि अस्यां तासिकायां चर्चा भविष्यति। Yes, students, you have guessed it right. This is the revision lecture of Sanskrit, in which we are going to discuss a very important topic of Sanskrit grammar, that is Pratyayaha. But first, we are going to discuss the Prashna Patrika Prarupam, that is the paper pattern. So let's get started with Prashna Patrika Prarupam. Students, the question paper will be of 20 marks and all the questions will be MCQs, that is Bahuvikalpatmakaha Prashnaha. You are going to get the options for all the questions. You just need to click on the correct one. But you have to do it carefully. Let's discuss the pattern in detail. The first question is अधोलिखित पदेषु संधिच्छेदं संधिं वा कृत्वा प्रदत्त विकल्पेभ्यः उचितम् उत्तरं चिनुत. This question is based on sandhi. You have to either make or dissolve the sandhi of the given words. Dirgha sandhi and guna sandhi, these two sandhis are included in your portion. Here 4 questions will be asked for 2 marks. It means each question carries only half mark. Yes, students, your answer will be either right or wrong. You need to be very careful while submitting your answer. Let's see one example to understand how the question will be asked. One example question is given here, mama plus iva. You have to make the sandhi of these 2 words and the 3 options are given for the answer. Mamiva, mameva and mamaiva. And the correct answer is mameva, as it's the example of guna sandhi. Let's see the next question. The next question is uchita shabda rupaihi rikta sthanani purayata. Fill in the blanks with the proper forms of words. This question is based on the tables of nouns and pronouns which are included in your portion. You are supposed to know the rules of karak vibhaktihi and some basic rules of upapad vibhaktihi to solve this question. I hope the revision video of karak vibhaktihi will be helpful to you in solving this question. So refer to that video. 4 questions will be asked here for 2 marks. It means each question carries half mark. Let's see one example question. Dash parnani haritani santi. You are supposed to use the proper form of the word vruksha here. And the 3 options are given to you. Vrukshat, vrukshaha and vrukshasya. Let's try to understand the meaning of the given sentence. Parnani means leaves and haritani means green. The leaves of a tree are green. Of a tree. So the expected vibhakti is shashti vibhakti. The form vrukshasya is used in shashti. So the correct answer is the option G, vrukshasya. The next one is question number 3. अधोलिखित पदेषु प्रकृति प्रत्ययौ संयोज्य विभज्य वा उचितम उत्तरम विकल्पेभ्यः चिनुत. Here either you have to split the dhatuhu and the pratyayah from the given form, or you have to join a pratyayah to the given dhatuhu to form a new word. 4 questions will be asked here for half mark each. Let's see one example to understand the pattern of the question. Lab plus ktva. Here you have to join the pratyayah ktva to the dhatuhu lab. 3 options are given here. Labdva, labhitva and the last one is labtva. And the correct one is the first one, labdva. A lot of practice is required to understand the forms of the dhatus with ktva pratyayah and lyap pratyayah. Let's see the next question. The next question is based on upasargaha. The question on upasargas can be asked in 3 different ways. The first one is given here. अधोलिखितपदेभ्यः उपसर्गं पदं च पृथक् कृत्वा विकल्पेभ्यः चिनुत. It means a form will be given to you and you need to split the upsargah and the padam from the given word. For instance, nyavasat. Here we have to separate the upsargah from the padam. The options which are given here are nya plus vasat, ni plus yavasat and ni plus avasat. The correct answer is ni plus avasat. Students, the rules of sandhis are applied when a prefix is added to any word. We should know the rules of sandhi to solve such type of questions. This is the second type of question that can be asked on the basis of upsargaha. Upasargam prayujya sarthakam shabdarachanang kuruta. It means you have to join upsargaha to the given word and to form a new word. For example, anu plus eshanam. When we join these two, what meaningful word are we going to get? Let's see the options. Anveshanam, anuvaishanam, and the last one is aneshanam. And the correct answer is, have you guessed that? It is the first one, anveshanam. As I have told you earlier, the rules of sandhi are observed while joining upsargah to the given word. The sandhi has taken place here between the words anu and eshanam. And here is the third type of question that can be asked on upasargas. Adholikhita padeshu prayuktan upasargan likhata. A word will be given to you. You just need to identify the upsargah from the given word. For example, pratidhvanihi. Which upsargah is used here? It is pratihi or pra or only prati. The answer is the last option, prati. Thus, we have seen three different kinds of questions that can be asked on upasargas. In the examination, any one of these will be asked. Question number 5 is based on literature. अधोलिखितं गद्यांशं पठित्वा प्रदत्त प्रश्नानां उत्तराणि विकल्पेभ्यः चिनुत. It is for 5 marks. A passage will be given to you from your lesson on the basis of which some questions like ekapadena uttarata, purnavakyena uttarata and bhashik karyam questions will be asked. Students, you already know what kind of questions are asked under the heading of bhashik karyam. Yet, I'll give you the idea about these questions in brief. Here are the bhashik karya questions. The first one is Kartrupada Kriyapada Chayanam Athva Anvitihi. A Kartrupadam, that is a subject, will be given to you and you will be asked to find out the Kriyapadam, that is the verb which goes with it. Or a Kriyapadam will be given to you and you will be asked to find out the subject of it. The next question is Visheshana Visheshya Chayanam. Visheshanam, nama, adjective, and Vishesham means the qualified noun. So just like Kartrupadam and Kriyapadam, one of these will be given and the other one will be asked to be found out from the given passage. Paryaya Viloma Pada Chayanam. Paryaya Padam, synonym. Viloma Padam, antonym. A word will be given to you and you will be asked to find out either Paryaya Padam or Viloma Padam for the same from the given passage. And the last one is based on Sarvanama Padam. A pronoun which is used in the passage will be given and it will be asked that for whom or for which character the pronoun is used. So, there are 4 types of questions which can be asked under Bhashik Karyam. Out of these 4, any 2 will be asked in this periodic test. The next question is Adholikhitam Padyamsham Patitva Pradatta Prashnanam Uttarani Vikalpebhyah Chinuta. This is a literature based question for 5 marks. A verse will be given to you from your poem on the basis of which the questions like Ekapadena Uttarata, Purnavakyena Uttarata or Bhashik Karya questions will be asked. We have already seen the similar kind of questions in Gadyansha section and we have discussed about them in detail. So let's go to the next question. And the last question is Rekhankita padani adhrutya prashna nirmanam kuruta. Frame questions on the basis of the underlined words. 2 questions will be asked here for 2 marks. Each question carries 1 mark. So students, here ends the explanation of the Prashna Patrikayaha Prarupam. I hope you have understood it. Now let me take you to the next part. So students, now we are going to revise the 2 important pratyayas, Twa and Lyap. These 2 pratyayas are included in your portion for the first periodic examination. I hope this today's revision will be helpful to you in solving the questions based on the pratyayas. Let's get started with Twa and Lyap pratyaya. So students, the forms of the roots with Twa and Lyap pratyaya are used to indicate the earlier or prior action, and in English these forms are translated as root plus ing or having plus past participle form of the root. In Hindi, we translate them as Jakar, Bolkar, Sunkar, Haskar, etc. Let's try to understand it with the help of some examples. Here are the examples. The first one is Chhatraha Saraswati Devin Natva Abhyasam Karoti. A student starts studying after bowing down to Goddess Saraswati. The next one is Aham Patram Likhitva Patra Petikayam Nikshipami. After writing a letter, I drop it in the post box. The next one is Shishyaha Pustakam Aniya Gurave Yachati. Having brought the book, the student gives it to his teacher or preceptor. The fourth sentence is Bhaktebhyah Falani Pradaya Dhanikah Gruham Agachat. After giving fruits to the devotees, the rich man went home. All these examples are consisting of Twa or Lyap pratyaya forms. In the first 2 sentences, the words Natva and Likhitva are the examples of Twa pratyaya forms. And in the last 2 sentences, the words Aniya and Pradaya are the examples of Lyap pratyaya forms. Natva means bowing down, Likhitva means writing, Aniya means having brought or bringing, and Pradaya means giving. Now let's see the formation of Twa and Lyap pratyaya forms. Twa is added to any single root which doesn't have a prefix, and Lyap is added to the root which has a prefix or upsargah. For example, we can add Twa to the roots like kru, ni, kship, etc. But when these dhatus have upsargah like upa, a or pra before them, then Lyap is to be added to them. When we add Twa to any dhatu, then ka is dropped and only Twa is added to the root. Similarly, when we add Lyap to any dhatu, then only ya or tya is added to the root with upsargah. For example, kru plus Twa, the form is krutva. Ni plus Twa, the form is nitva. Kship plus Twa, the form is kshiptva. Up plus kru plus Lyap, the form is upakrutya. A plus ni plus Lyap, the form is aniya. Pra plus kship plus Lyap, the form is prakshipya. In case of some roots, Twa is added as it is. In case of some other roots, E is added before this Twa. Sometimes Ta of Twa gets changed into Ta dh or dh, and we have to add twa, dwa or dhwa to the roots, due to which the roots also undergo some changes. For example, Dnya plus Twa, the form is Dnyatva, after knowing. There is no change in the form here. But when we add Twa to Pat or Kath Dhatuhu, we have got the forms Pathitva and Kathayitva. Pathitva, reading, Kathayitva, telling. E is added here before Twa. The next example is Drush plus Ktwa, Drushtva. Ruh plus Ktwa, Rudhva. And Lab plus Ktwa is Labdhva. In these examples, Twa has got changed into Twa, Dwa or Dhwa, due to which the roots have also undergone some changes. Drushtva means seeing, Rudhva climbing, and Labdhva means getting. Students, to know the forms of different dhatus with Ktwa pratyayah, you need to refer to the examples given in notes. Now let's see the formation of Lyap pratyay forms. Lyap pratyayah is added to the roots with upsargah if the root or dhatuhu is ending in a short vowel like a, e, u, r or rlu, then tya is added to it. And if the root is ending in a long vowel like a, e, u or r, or if it is ending in a consonant, then y is added to the root in place of tya. Let's try to understand it with the help of some examples. V plus G plus Lyap, the form is Vijitya. Prati plus Shru plus Lyap, the form is Pratishrutya. Upa plus Kru plus Lyap, the form is Upakrutya. In these three examples, G, Shru and Kru are the roots, and these roots are ending in short vowels. That's why Tya is added to them. Vijitya means winning by conquest. Pratishrutya means promising, and Upakrutya means helping. Let's see some more examples. A plus Da plus Lyap, the form is Adaya. Anu plus Bhu plus Lyap, the form is Anubhuya. And V plus Much plus Lyap, the form is Vimuchya. In these three forms, Y is added to the roots because the dhatus Da and Bhu are ending in long vowels, and the dhatuhu Much is ending in a consonant. Adaya means taking. Anubhuya means experiencing. And Vimuchya means leaving or abandoning. Students, I hope you have understood the formation of Twa and Lyap pratyay forms. But practice is required to be perfect with these forms. So refer to the notes which are given to you. You can also refer to the previous videos. Now, we will see what kinds of questions will be asked on the basis of these pratyayas. Either you will be asked to split the dhatuhu and the pratyayah, or you will be asked to join the pratyayah to the given dhatuhu and to form a new word. Let's try to understand it with the help of some examples. The question is Prakruti pratyayau sanyojya likhata. You need to join the pratyayah to the roots. Raksh plus ktwa, tyaj plus ktwa, upa plus sru plus lyap, and sam plus sprush plus lyap. Here are the answers. Raksh plus ktwa, the form is rakshitva. Tyaj plus ktwa, the form is tyaktva. Upa plus sru plus lyap, the form is upasrutya. And sam plus sprush plus lyap, the form is sansprushya. Let's see the next question. Prakruti pratyayau viyojya likhata. Here you need to separate the pratyaya from the dhatuhu. In other words, you need to split the pratyaya and dhatuhu. The first one is pujayitva, the second one is matva, the third form is ashritya, and the fourth one is prayudhya. Let's see the answers. Pujayitva, the dhatuhu is puj and the pratyaya is ktva. Puj plus ktva. Matva, man dhatuhu plus ktva. Ashritya, a upsargah plus shri dhatuhu plus lyap pratyaya. Prayudhya, the answer is pra upsargah plus yud dhatuhu plus lyap pratyaya. I hope you have understood it. That brings us to the end of the presentation. I hope you have understood the part which we have discussed today. Keep on studying. I'll finish up saying Dhanyavadaha Punah Milamaha.